Hello, everybody. It's the Film Optimist. I was debating on what to do next. Should I go to the next entry on the list, or should I just I should just talk about Minions, right? Because Minions is the prequel. It's a spin-off slash prequel. It's really weird. Um, man, Minions. We'll get into that in a second. Let's go down to Minions. Since the dawn of time, the minions have aimed to serve the most evil, despicable villain out there. They find themselves in a dull rut until one of the minions, Kevin, steps up to the plate and announces that he'll travel far and wide and find them the perfect master. He's joined by Stuart and Bob, and the three of them set off, eventually finding themselves in New York. The year is 1968, and the three little guys find out about VillainCon, traveling to Orlando where it's held in traveling to Orlando where it's held and finding the best supervillain of, at the time, Scarlet Overkill. After proving their worth, they go with her to England, where she plans to steal the Queen's crown. Having found purpose, they contact the others and tell them the great news, but all might not be as it seems. This movie was hilarious as shit, and the ending was satisfying as hell. I loved it. Some say that the minion craze is too much, and yes, I can agree with that. It's a little overboard, but this film was overboard in a good way. Seriously, great animated flick. Great animated flick? Yikes. Fucking yikes, man. Great. I feel like when did Minions come out? After Despicable Me 2, I want to say. I want to say after Despicable Me. What am I doing? List of Illumination Productions. We had Despicable Me 2, Lorax. So after Despicable Me 2, this is the fourth movie. So let's look at their fucking filmography, okay? Despicable Me. I think Despicable Me is a great start, great jumping off point. Hop, I don't count Hop because it's a mixture of animation and live action. It's like fucking Alvin and the Chipmunks or the original Smurfs movies with Neil Patrick Harris. I don't count that one. Let's skip that one. The Lorax. The Lorax. Based on the Dr. Seuss book of the same name, The Lorax. Very okay movie. Despicable Me 2. And then Minions. Okay. Stop. 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 Let's go back. Let's go back to when the Minions, the fucking Minion. Let's focus on a movie with them. The Minions. Okay, I will say this. My mom loves the Minions. I did too. I told the story about seeing Despicable Me in the theater with my brother. Um, I don't remember what else we saw that day. I think we saw two movies, but I know for a flippin' fact we saw Despicable Me um, that day, and we we were dying laughing, and it still holds up. It's such an hilarious film. We didn't see the Lorax in theaters. I saw the Lorax for the first time with my wife years and years later after it had come out. I think years and years later. I say years and years. My wife and I got together only 2 years after the Lorax came out. So really, it's 10 years old now. But Despicable Me 2, we saw in theaters. Minions, I think we saw in theaters, and I was like, it was fine. The ending is the best part. There are a lot of people that will see a film and they'll get to the ending, and if it's a shit ending, suddenly the entire time was wasted. Um, or conversely, if it's an okay time, it's whatever, it's not that big of a deal. And the ending is like, oh shit! Suddenly the movie is fantastic, and that's probably what I was thinking when I wrote that review. Minions is fine. It's a fine, okay film. It's not great. That's that July 10th, 2015, and I wrote this when I wrote that review when. So we saw it 2 months after it came out. It had to have been because I would write the review the same day that I watched it. I didn't have no. Yeah, no, we saw it in no. Holy, wait a 2015. Did me and Tina see it then? Me and Tina saw it. My wife is named Tina. We must have seen it because she was pregnant. Um, and this is right before I got on with Walmart. Right before. Damn. That makes the most sense. I don't think I saw it with mom, but I could have too, because mom is crazy about these fucking minions. She was obsessed about minions. Um, Minions are small, yellow, pill-shaped creatures who have existed since the beginning of time, evolving from single-celled organisms into beings which exist only to serve history's most evil masters. But they accidentally end up killing all their masters. That's the running joke at the beginning. Rolling a Tyrannosaurus into a volcano. That's kind of fucked up that they called a Tyrannosaurus Rex a villain. That's just me. Letting a caveman get mauled by a bear, so there's an evil caveman. So I guess you can say there was like an evil Tyrannosaurus. It's a sharp tooth. Crushing a pharaoh and his subjects with a pyramid. And exposing Count Dracula's sunlight. They are driven into isolation after firing a cannon at Napoleon while in Russia and started a new life inside a cave. But after many years, the minions become sad and unmotivated without a master to serve. So wait, Napoleon was around what time? We're talking about during the French Revolution. That was 1799 to 1804. So for like over 100 years. And you know why they did this? Do you know why they did this? A lot of people brought up the fact that if they hadn't gone into hiding and were like stuck, they would have undoubtedly served Adolf Hitler. Arguably like one of the biggest villains in history. Like, holy shit. Can you imagine fucking minions as Nazis? Despicable Me minions as Nazis. Conjure up that nightmare fuel for my mom. You guys have a good one. Oh, the ending. Let's spoil that real quick. Scarlet Overkill was wonderful. I think it's Sandra Bullock, John Hamm as Herb Overkill, a genius inventor and Scarlet's husband. I didn't know that they were husband and wife. Pierre Coffin is the director, also the voice of the Small Minions. Michael Keaton as Walter Nelson. Allison Janney as Madge Nelson. Oh yeah, the Nelsons, the Nelson family. They're like the father, mother, daughter, and son who steal shit. Steve Carell returns as Gru. Spoiler alert. At the end of the film, let's go back here. Scarlet Overkill she's abusive, and they don't like her. And this is where the Minions story takes a different change, and like, you really think they're going to kill Scarlet Overkill or end up getting her killed. She doesn't die. The Queen gets her throne and crown back. The Scarlet Overkill wanted to steal the Queen's throne and crown and scepter and shit. She rewards Bob with a tiny crown for his teddy bear Tim, Stuart with an electric guitar, and Kevin with a knighthood. Scarlet and Herb, still alive, steal the crown again, only to be stopped by a young Gru, who fires a freeze ray at them and flees with the crown on a rocket-powered motorbike. The minions run after him, deciding he is the master they were looking for. They're like, boss, and they like follow him. And it's like, alright, that's fucking sweet. This movie wasn't a fucking waste of time. This is cool. Yeah, I really like this film. I have seen the second one, but I don't think I haven't posted a review yet. So whenever that's posted, I will record that as well and talk about it. But until then, you guys have a good one and take care.